So originally, we picked Maiev here. It's the best of the heroes. Maiev, almost as good as Adora. It's slightly worse rated than Daryl, but some people have been saying that it's better than Daryl. Even better than Daryl. The other S tier. But my opinion on Murlocs was they're like super skill intensive to try and get correctly. And so they add a lot of depth to the game, especially for people trying to figure out the game and make things more complicated, and that can add a lot of elements of fun. But we're approaching a metagame where people have really figured out the Murlocs kind of thing, and they're really getting pretty good at pivoting the Murlocs, and it's starting to have kind of like an opposite effect. It's skill decreasing and less fun over time. But I think Murlocs were pretty cool for a while. Murlocs were like one of the reasons why I enjoyed the game, is because you could pivot to them and cause cool things to happen. But as more people are discovering it, it's becoming a little bit more annoying and high rolly. I agree with that. I dislike Caligos more too. Nadina's a really cool unit though. I like Nadina and the dragons. That unit's sweet. We definitely do that. Yeah. That unit might actually become useful. Mechru is never useful, right? I mean, I guess it's useful for a mech reset in a pinch, but... So with Maiev, you want a hero power turn 1, and you want a tavern up on turn 4. So... a lot of people don't hero power turn 1. It's good though.
Any defeat that doesn't destroy.
Yeah. Take a Murloc, cause why not? If you remove Megasaur, Murlocs can still get really huge. But Megasaur is my favorite part of Murlocs. I don't know. You need to have things in the game that players can pivot to, right?
Makes you stronger.
If you have nothing to pivot to, then the decision making in the game gets a little bland. You just do your comp the whole game. The consequence of having something that players can pivot to is that thing's gotta be a lot friggin' better than the other things. So for there to be a desire to pivot to create gameplay where you're not just doing the same thing the entire time, you need to have things that beat other things, and you need to have things that are more powerful to justify pivoting to. So a lot of these imbalances and people being like, the game's imbalanced, it's like, yeah, it needs to be. Otherwise we're just doing the same thing the whole game. Otherwise you would never pivot from any comp ever. So there has to be imbalance.
Nice work out there.
So we gotta keep our board full while leveling here, which is why we get away with that early game curve that we just did. So board's still full and we get to squeeze out the level. We probably take the taunt, because we have no taunt. So we have money, or we have taunt, and we have potential stats. This is also a good unit with a buff, but with no dragons here. I'll probably take the taunt. At some point in the future, this is gonna be our taunt, probably. Give Pirates a way to get Divine Shield. Pirates have a way to get Divine Shield. With the Amaglodon, Pirates became a lot more viable of a comp. Previously, Pirates couldn't have a taunt because there's not really a good taunt pirate. You'd have to run, like, whatever that guy's called. The Yoho Ogre, which the unit kind of blows. And sometimes you just don't hit Yoho Ogre. So with the Maglodon, you can get the Divine Shield, Poison, Taunt, and Pirates still. Which can be important for setting up the, whatever 6-drop is called. The Dread Admirable Eliza. Pirates are still bad, but they got a lot better. And the Amaglodon being 6.
Your minions really pulled their weight.
Still is useful for pivots, which is kind of cool. I like the design of that card. Usually don't go to 4 until 7, so we usually roll on this turn.
I like where you're going with this.
We can buy that and go to 4 next turn. Or I can buy it right now. I want to discover a 5 with it, so I don't want to buy it right now, which means I need to buy 2 things. Selling this. Try and open up spots in the shop so I'm freezing less things. I need to move that over, but that should give us a better look next turn for stuff at the expense of a pair. So we lost a pair, but now our shop is empty. And it was a really bad pair, so I felt okay giving it up. And the micro machine pair is dicey. Now I could level by the thing.
You're good at this.
The Begurgle, that's pretty good. We have a taunt for everything too. We take this. I mean, the taunt's useless, right? We just hold on to it for money. I think I want this going in first, just to try and make sure that we have maximum life on these guys so they have higher odds of value bumping. Dead Mango 912, thanks for 14 months. Welcome back to the Batcave Team Thing, man. Appreciate the support, glad to have you here. Yeah, a Megalodon made every comp more powerful, I'd say. It's a fun unit. Changed the pace of the game a lot, I'd say. It also has the consequence of making every comp look really similar. At high MMR, every comp at the end of the game is Poison Divine Shield in some fashion or another, to some extent. We just level them, because we're not looking for any triples right now. Annoy a module. We have no mech yet, but we'll find a mech, right? We also have that War Leader there. We can buy the War Leader this turn.
The light dims, but we will fight.
We want your loot.
Gold Grubber instead. The War Leader's way better, I think. So now we can... We have the whole magnet set up for some random mech. So in the future we're looking for just any mech. But mech with good stats. If we can get a Sneeds, or even a Junkbot, I guess, because it has 5 bait health, or an Egg. Sneeds, Egg, Security Rover, any of those would be a monster of a unit. Just based off our hero power. Dumorn, thanks for 13 months. Welcome back to the Batcave Team Thing, man. Appreciate the support. Glad to have you here, dude. Bum, 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 bum. What up, Tiger Chino? How's it going, dude? Tier 6 is pretty cluttered, I'd agree with that. I feel like they gotta remove something. Alright, we're looking for battle cries and mech. Add that back to the pool. Immediately get it, because we're the best.
Who knows what secrets will uncover?
Need taunt.
Good tactical.
Now we don't actually need the mech anymore that we've been hero powering for, so that can just turn into money. Oh, we want to taunt this. So that it utilizes its attack buff better.
Down a minion.
We can buy the Harvest Golem if we want to utilize the mechs, but it's probably better now that we have Brand just to roll for battle cries. If we didn't have Brand, we'd probably do it though. And that battle cry doesn't help us much. We could try and go for that triple. Yeah.
You got this. You're way ahead.
I should have had this over here for the cleave. It's all good. When do you sell Bran as Murlocs? Either when you get unreasonably large or you have Poison Divine Shield. Once you have Poison Divine Shield, he's pretty much served his purpose. And then you just want every unit on your board to have poison. So yeah, we're just looking to slam a lot of stats though.
Nice work out there.
Oh.
Keep up the pressure.
Egg. Yeah, if we wouldn't have hit the brand, I would have taken this, and then I would have put this and this on that, and we would have had a thick egg. But we hit the brand, so I think that's too slow for our game plan.
Go ahead and hire one of these recruits.
We don't need poison now, but it's going to be nice later. I guess I'll take a +4, +4.
A good tactical choice. Now, for my next trick.
The Baron Riven there we probably end on.
I didn't like that one either. Here's a gold for the trouble.
Oh man, the Murloc buff gods have not been generous. Where's my Cold-Eyed Seers and Felfins and Begurgles and Primal Fins? I had none of that shit. Rough, we're the only Murloc player too.
The scourge will consume you.
That's tough. Yeah, pirates. Since we have the taunts, the pirates shouldn't be able to farm us very well. Right, begurgles and stuff. Let's do it.
Nice work out there.
And even the poison would be really good. The poison guy. One more roll. And then we triple the poison next turn. Nice, finally some buffs.
Now, for my next trick.
So we want to play... We want to get rid of this. Because we want to poison a thing. And then health buff. And then we poison the poison. And then we take this. So next turn it's going to make a triple and allow us to poison another thing. So we should have 3 poison Murlocs, and then we're aiming to try and get a Megasaur, and then all we have to hit is shields, not just poison to win the game. Dang, he big. And many shields. Oh, we poisoned all those shields. Yeah, this setup's taking a little bit of time for us, but we have the life total to do it.
The battle is really raging out there.
Dragons. Mechs. I take a zap and hold on to it. We're going to 6 maybe? We're versus dragons. We should win versus dragons with just poisons. Versus mechs, we just need stats. We don't need divine shields. So these are the comps we're facing. So unless they pivot into Murlocs all of a sudden, we should be good. Daryl can't pivot. He's probably not going to pivot because he's the mech hero. He seems pretty committed. So I think all we need is stats, and we don't actually need the Megasaur. So I'm going to stay 5 to find stats for those reasons. We have a cleaver guy. We don't know. He's dragons. He probably doesn't have a cleaver. 3 dragons? He might have a cleaver. This is good because of the brand and because of this coming next turn. But cleave might be not what we want this turn, but next turn.
Go ahead.
We could get a Zubant. I don't think it's worth cleaving this turn.
Go ahead and hire one of these recruits.
Are worth opening ourselves up to cleave versus this hero. He's just big. Poison's value traded a lot. Nice. A little more size than we beat him.
Welcome back.
There's huge. Where's the dead guys? We could level if we want. Dragons 5, mechs 5, Murlocs. That's me. Okay, I was gonna say, wait a minute, someone's sneaking up on me. Sneaking up on myself. Oh, we don't need extra money. The game's almost over. We don't need Megasaur. Just looking for stats.
My shield for Argus.
We just versed that guy. Nothing we want.
Guide me.
The 2/4. Okay, now we get shreked by Cleave a little bit, but I think we're getting it to the point where we can outscale mechs, even if their Cleave's getting max value. Yeah, Megasaur is in the game when Murlocs are in the game. Even though it's a beast. Kinda weird. And Zubat's just like always in the game, I think. Even when mechs are banned. Or beasts or Murlocs.
You're good at this.
We'll hit a triple.
Go ahead and hire one of these recruits.
So this is where I put the zap in. We've been waiting for this guy. He's gotta go death rattle stuff, right? I guess he could just be Battlecry scaling. He's gonna have a hard time winning with Battlecry scaling though. Alright, let's try and end the game.
I like where you're going with this.
Who are you calling short?
Well, I don't know. This? Yeah, he's got Divine Shields. Let's put these first, huh? Reverse order. The zap seemed pretty good. Man, I've been holding that zap forever. And then he comes in clutch and kills the revive. So sick. I knew I was gonna first this guy in the finals. I was ready.
Your minions really pulled their weight.
It only costs 3 to level up. So I'm gonna do it. It's probably worth it over the zap. It's just enough buffs. And he's gonna try and do something to stop Zap from hurting him so much. We can keep the Zap in and get rid of the Bran? Yeah, okay.
You're down a minion and up a goal.
The pirate pivot. I don't know. Isn't there something weird with it? You can't have 2 things frozen on Tavern 6? If you have 2 things frozen on Tavern 6, it takes up a minion slot. So you never want to freeze 2 things on Tavern 6. Sometimes Megastore's a bait. So if we played that game a little bit riskier, we could have like leveled more aggressively to 6 and done other stuff to try and get the Megazord. But proper scouting showed us our opponents were doing things that we did not need a Megazord against. So we had the freedom to stay low level and just roll for buffs and get a more consistent highlight finish. Man, it's nice to see Junkbot doing work.